Hello, my name is Steve Gearhart. This is the Unagi Observer. Thank you as always for showing up and watching my little videos here. Much appreciated. Before I get into today's video, I want to do a special little shout out to a couple guys who showed up at my work. I work at the Chesapeake Shakespeare Company, and we're doing Diary of Anne Frank, and I'm in my will call window, and I happen to look out and I see these two guys, and I'm like, oh wait, I think they were at my panel at Anymore, and sure enough they were. So hey guys, thank you so much for coming up, Brody Hopkins and his buddy, and thank you again for showing up. It's always cool seeing people that you know from a convention, and hopefully I see you guys at Otaku. Speaking of which, that is coming up. As you know, there are already hotels that are filling up, so if you haven't gotten your room yet, get your room. There are day passes now, 2-day passes. Go on the Otaku website and they'll take care of you from there. Okay, so let's get into the video. Have you ever gotten to that point where you've watched so many anime, like, say, Gundam, Hellsing, Evangelion, whatever version of it, you know, really heavy, kind of dark things, and you just kind of want to, you're sitting there and you're at Netflix, and or you're Hulu or whatever, and you're scrolling through the list, and you just don't know what else to watch, and there's so many choices now out there. So I'm going to give you 3 choices of anime that you can watch, that if you decide that you can either watch it in one sitting like it's a movie, or if you decide to watch it, that's a small enough series and it's not so important that if you decide a couple episodes into it, you've had your fill and you can move on. It's not such a big deal if you stop watching it for a while. Although I would encourage you to finish the series at some point. So anyway, here are 3 of those anime that I suggest. Animation Runner Hiromi. This is about as light as you can get. It's really a cute, fun, interesting little anime. It fits on one DVD. I think there's like, what, 6 or 7 episodes maybe. There are 2 parts to it. Part 1 is the one that I'm going to talk about. Part 2 came out in 2004. Part 1 came out in 2001. Just don't worry about 2004 one. Part 2, worry about 2001. So anyway, Animation Runner Hiromi is really about this young lady who graduates from animation school, and she lands her dream job at this place called Studio Petite. And it's a studio that had made her favorite anime, the thing that really got her into anime, which was Louis Monde III. Obviously a play on Lupin III, right? Okay. So she goes into business and she becomes an animation runner, which basically means that she goes around to make sure that key production stills are made so that the rest of production can happen, so that the episodes are made on time. So it's about her doing her job and behind the scenes in the anime industry. Now, the interesting thing about this, of course, is that you get kind of different stereotypes. You have the otaku, you have the worker, you have the Bishonen guy who's just like really, thinks he's really cool and he really makes crap work. All sorts of different stereotypes, and she has to wrangle all of them together to get the second episode of Time Journeys, which is the anime that the studio is working on, to be on time in production. And it's just a fun, cute little thing to watch. It really doesn't, unless you're really into the behind the scenes kind of stuff, it really doesn't mean anything, but it's a nice, refreshing, different thing than watching, Alucard from Hellsing ripping somebody's throat out or turning into a dog. Or demon dog. So, very lighthearted stuff. Something that'll make you smile and chuckle. And if you get by the second episode and you go, okay, I've had enough, this was nice for a good laugh or two, and you decide to put it down, that's okay. Gogol 13. Now this thing, actually it's called Gogol 13, The Professional. And some of you out there might not know anything about Gogol 13. Just give a little back history on this guy. He is a professional assassin who literally just does anything for money, kills anybody for money. It doesn't really matter. He's not even really an anti-hero. It's just his exploits. That's what it's about. Now, his exploits have gone through a manga form, live action movies, anime movies, anime series, the whole 9 yards. In fact, it may be the longest running manga ever. Like, I don't think it's actually stopped yet. It's kind of like One Piece, except it goes back into the 80s, or actually 70s. The manga does. The anime that I'm talking about is a movie, Gogol 13, The Professional, and it's just basically another one of his stories that they just tell, which has to do with, it starts with an assassination that has to do with a big corporate tycoon. And as a result, the corporate tycoon decides to get revenge. It's a revenge story. It's very simple. It can be clever at times. It can be brutal at times. There's a little bit of sex stuff going on in there. And it's kind of brutal in a certain way. But it's a movie. You can sit down, watch it in one sitting, and once you're done with it, you're done with it. Unless you fall into the Gogol 13 trap, which is that people fall in love with this character and they start to go collect all the manga books, which are hundreds literally, and watching the anime. Some of that stuff is hard to find. But if you want a good assassin spy thriller, that's your guy. And it should be noted that Gogol 13, The Professional, is one of the first anime to have computer-generated graphics in it. Note that I did not say CGI, okay? Because there's a big difference. This is back in the 80s when computer-generated graphics were really starting out. So it's not that impressive, but it's kind of interesting to see how they go from anime to blocky computer animation and then back to anime again. So watch it, if for no other reason, watch it for that one scene. Ninja Nonsense. I love this anime because it's so stupid. Okay, it's just gag bits in this anime, and it's only about 12 episodes, I think, and it's just I don't even know how to describe it. So there's this wonderfully curvaceous ninja named Shinobu who goes on a mission, who thinks that she's an actual ninja. She isn't. She's very inept. And she's being directed by this, the headmaster of this school, Onoshimaru, who is just this like gold ball with legs and arms, and he's a total pervert. Like the only reason why Shinobu's around is because he's lusting after her. And it's really just one sight gag after another. But if you need something like that, like if you just need a laugh, if you just want some lowbrow humor, like there's one scene where Onoshiro comes down on this rainbow and one of his disciples is holding an open water bottle and his thing goes right into the water bottle. I know, it sounds stupid. You gotta watch it. It's just like the Ping Pong Club. There's no redeeming value of it except if you just want to laugh at crude jokes. But sometimes that's what you need in between Hellsing and Neon Evangelion. So go ahead and check it out. And it's great for comedic AMVs. Hint. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Always appreciate it. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe. I would love it. You know how I love it if you subscribed. It would be wonderful. It would be so great. I would give you a digital taco. Whatever that means. But if I could, I would. So please subscribe. That would make me very happy. Again, my name is Steve Gerhardt. This is the Unagi Observer, and I will see you guys next week.